I'm currently at the park. Currently at the park. But yeah. I don't know what the title of this video right here gonna be. I want to talk about. I don't even know where I'm gonna start off, but let's talk about like, fuck. As you guys still know, currently, still homeless. I stay in the shelter. But anywho, let's get to the topic. Basically, I don't know if I would call them friends, but it's these, two guys that, basically we only dealt with each other, like we only like mainly talk to each other. We mainly, walk to like we may walk to McDonald's with each other. Like we only like deal with each other, man. You kind of like a friend. I wouldn't call them my friends though, but they it was something similar to like a friend group in the shelter, pretty much. But we go to work and go our separate ways and stuff like that. But what I wanted to talk about was I'm noticing that my two guys, like I said, I really don't. It's hard to call people my friends, but yeah, I noticed that they came across women that they were in the, even though they were homeless, they still managed to find them a woman. One of the guys, I gotta give them a fake name. You have Jimmy and you have Paul. Jimmy, both of those two came in at the same time. Well, both of them came around the same time. I came in like a few weeks before them. And as far as that goes, Jimmy is no longer in the shelter. He left about a month ago. He was walking and as he was walking, he cold approached this chick that worked as a security guard. She's like probably like a 7.8 out of 10, a 7.9, but she's like a potential 8 out of 10. He basically cold approached her at her job. She worked as a security guard. It's a brand new hotel right by my shelter where I live at. It's a brand new hotel. It only been there for like a few months. Not a few months, it's only been there for like a few years, the hotel. But he was walking to the shelter and he cold approached her and it went from there. And I guess like after a couple days of them talking, he ended up moving in with the chick, so he's no longer at the shelter. We talked on the phone a couple of times since then, but I called him more than he called me, so I realized it's time for him to call me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna just keep reaching out to somebody and they never, reach back out to me. Like I reached back out to him once and he reached back out to me once and I reached out to him like twice or 2 or 3 times. I was the last person to reach out, so it's like if I don't hear from him no more, then just screw it. But yep, he's living with the chick. And the other guy, Paul, he's dating this chick. What we gonna call I got to give the chick a fake name, because I notice everybody on YouTube do this shit. But then again, there's a lot of weird, fucked up people out here that like to dox people and all that. what's the name? We're gonna give her. Her name gonna be Erica. So Paul, even though he's in the shelter, he managed to get a girlfriend too. We're gonna call her Erica. And Erica lives across the street. So, the shelter where I'm from, you got a shelter for the men's program and you got a shelter for the women. The women's program is right across the hall. So the women's program is right across the hall, and the men's program, not across the hall, it's right across the street. It's across the street from each other. So, it's this chick named, like I said, we're going to call her Erica, and she stayed across the street on the women's section. She's homeless as well. And from what I hear, something about, Paul told me that, like, she was with her boyfriend, and he tried to he kept beating on her, and one time he beat her and tried to take it from her, if you will, so she's down here. She's from Michigan. So, yeah, that's how that situation went. But Erica is basically this chick. She's like 20-something years younger than Paul. They're like 20-something years apart. He's older than her. I believe Erica just turned 23, and I believe Paul just turned, I think Paul is like in his late 40s. But yeah, as far as that goes, Erica was basically this chick that, when she first got there, she tried to, she wanted to, I guess was choosing signals. I guess she wanted Jimmy, and she wanted Jimmy, but I guess she made it obvious that she, kind of like talks to multiple dudes at one time. So Jimmy, just didn't really bother with her no more, and he eventually just cut her off and just stopped talking to her altogether. But from what Jimmy told me, he told me that he was standing outside of the shelter. At the shelter they serve breakfast at a certain time, and you stand out. They come in to get your meal. They kick us out at a certain time. Well, they don't kick me out no more because I'm in a different program, which is good. But but on the homeless shelter, they like at the particular part I was at, they kick you out at a certain time, early in the morning, regardless of how cold it is. And if you want to get some breakfast, you got to stand outside in the line. And then even if you don't live in the shelter, like if you're just like a random person on the street or something like that, and you need a meal, like some breakfast, you come there and get your breakfast. And and then, he told me he was standing out there one day, and she just came out the blue and went over to him and asked him, like told him like hey, ask him, hey, do you want my number? And he told me that when she asked him that, he said that he thought it was kind of weird because it's like she just randomly walked up to him and asked him that. But he did got her number, and they was talking for a little bit, and she made a comment saying that she talked to other, like she liked talking to other guys. Like she liked to talk to multiple guys at one time. Like she like to talk to, dude, she go from dude to dude talking to him and texting them. Be on different dating apps and shit like that, talking to different dudes at one time. She likes to do that, so she said. So once she said that, he just stopped, like, Jimmy just stopped messing with her, basically. He cut her off and just stopped dealing with her. He wrote her off, basically. But every now and then she would still text him and basically say, like, she wants some ice cream for my birthday. And he made a comment. He told me he was like, who the hell she think finna get it? I was laughing. Yeah, it's crazy, but yeah. So funny thing is, me, Jimmy, and Paul, we used to always, they used to always bring her up we would talk about her and shit like that. But at the time, I didn't know her. Like, I just used to see her around. You know, when we would be around the shelter and shit and be around the courtyard. And I would see her around, but they used to be around her, but I didn't. I just used to see her around. And then eventually, she started dating this young guy. He was like 19 at the time. He just turned 20. But at the time, he was 19. His name was, we got to give him a name. We got to give him a name. We're going to call him, Damani. So Damani, you know, was this young guy that was like 19, and like he basically fell in love with her. I don't know, they interacted a few times and he fell like in love with her. He one of them guys that fall in love fast. He one of them guys that'll get into some bad trouble because he fall in love so fast. But he was head over heels for her. He fell deeply in love with her. He would talk about her all the time. He would think about her all the time. It got so bad to the point where he would start smoking Black and Milds just to look cool in front of her, just shit like that. And he would just, you know, stop doing what he doing for her. And she eventually, you know, we tried to tell him, like, you know, that ain't the girl. Me, Paul, and Jimmy tried to tell Damani that, hey, like, this girl here, like, you see the type of girl she is. You see she like talking to other dudes. She claim, you know what I'm saying? She, you know, the type of girl she seems to be. And you still want to be with that? And, you know, he wouldn't care. He wouldn't listen. And, you know, she ended up not really dealing with him. And from what I hear, her response was, he don't groom himself good enough. That's why she didn't really want to deal with him. Like, we'll be in the dorm, and when it's time for us to, you know, go, like, some of us were going there, like me, some of us were going there and, like, groom ourselves, like, brush our teeth in the bathroom, wash our hands, shit like that. He'll just get, like, or he'll even take a shower if we didn't the night before. He would go, like, he would go weeks without taking a shower. And, yeah, like, he would just get out the bed and just walk straight out the building. Well, for some odd reason, I don't know how it was, but, you know, Paul ended up getting all of these guys are black, by the way. They're all African American, by the way, just like me. But Paul ended up getting with this other chick. She was a white chick. She was like white and Japanese or some shit like that. She was like kind of on the chubby side, if you will. Like a 6 out of 10, pretty much. And, you know, she ended up, you know, I ain't gonna say they was going together, but the girl, the white Japanese girl, her and Paul basically started fucking. I don't know. I think they met at the courtyard or met at breakfast when we was having breakfast or some shit like that. And eventually they started, you know, fucking around, like messing around. They'll like go by the dumpster or go by, you know, certain cuts or certain places like that. And, you know, he'll get some head from the girl. And, I don't know if she was really friends with Erica, but they were like, you know, they'll be like on some double date shit back when Damani was trying to get with Erica. Like, Damani and Erica would go downtown, and then Paul and the other chick, you know, would go downtown as well. So, like, kind of like on some double date type of shit. And then next thing you know, he ended up not fucking with her. Man, this shit just stupid, bro. He ended up not fucking with her because I guess you know, she wanted to give him cigarettes every time she give him head, she want to repay him back with cigarettes. And I guess he wanted, like, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, if you gonna pay me some money, you know what I'm saying, and shit like that. Like, he felt like he was basically saying he was worth more than just a pack of cigarettes, which I thought was funny as hell. Me and Jimmy was laughing at it. I made a joke. I was like, hell, I mean, keep fucking with her. Just next time, just ask for 2 or 3 more packs of cigarettes. And they started laughing. Just get multiple packs from her at one time, at least. But on a serious note, so he stopped fucking with her. And I don't know how it came about, but out of nowhere, he's just started fucking with Erica. Paul started fucking with Erica. It was the biggest plot twist in the world. Wait, do you even call that a plot twist? I don't know, but yeah, bro, it was like the biggest plot twist in the world. Yeah, Paul is now fucking with Erica. And, you know, they're 20-something years apart. Got to throw that out there. Ain't nothing wrong with it, you know, but just saying. But, yeah, they fucking around. And the reason I'm bringing this up. Well, they told me something like, from what Paul told me that Erica was talking to him and basically was saying, like, she said that she's been wanting him in the first place, and ever since she was telling him about her situation with her ex-boyfriend, he made her feel, you know, I guess, safe and secure and shit like that by the words he was telling her. And ever since then, she liked him. And ever since then, you know, she low-key like him, but they going together now. And the reason I'm telling you this, and I think I might have to end this video off here because I guess I ain't got much to really say, but the reason I'm bringing this up is because she ended up, well, it's a Mexican girl that I like. I don't really like her like that. I just think she's somewhat cute. But I don't know the Mexican girl name. I don't know the Mexican girl name. I don't think nobody know her damn name. She looks Mexican. We think she Mexican too. But she was here for a little bit. Y'all got to bear with me now. Listen to me, because this gonna be important, because I have to bring her up at the end. This is really like the whole point of this video. So every time when I would have breakfast, you know, I would see her sometimes. I ain't gonna say every time. And I would have breakfast and I would see her, because like I said, the women live across the hall. Not across the hall, across the street. It's the same, they're ran, like, it's the same company, the same shelter, but it's just the women live across the street. The homeless women live across the street. And this chick here, she don't look over 20. She don't look over 20. And she real short. And I would see her from time to time. She was staying here. And then I think I ended up telling the guys, telling Jimmy and Paul, that I thought she was cute. And Next thing you know, I'm sitting outside on the phone, and she pulls up in a black truck and got out the passenger seat and walked off, and some dude was in the front seat. And she will always wear the same thing every day. Jordans, black and white Jordans, black tight pants, and a white long sleeve shirt. She will always wear that same thing. And she got out the truck and walked across the street to the building. And I was like, damn, I wonder if that's like her relative or Uber or Lyft or something. Like, I was wondering who it was. But that was the last time I ever saw her. So fast forward to like the end of April. Fast forward to like the end of April, which is last month, because it's May now. So fast forward to the end of April. And I'm sitting in the courtyard chilling, and next thing you know, Paul comes to the gate and goes, Trey. I said, what's going on? Cause he's yelling my name like, like I'm like my instinct, like I'm thinking like some shit bad happened. So he was like, come to the front, hurry up. So I come to the front and I say, man, what's wrong? Like, why are you yelling? Like, what you calling my name? What's the problem? And then he says, remember how yesterday you brung up the girl you brung up that Mexican girl? He was like, look who that is. And it was her. And she was walking with some tall black guy, brown skin. She was walking with some tall black guy. And they was walking towards the store, but they didn't go in the store. They was walking towards that area. Then for like a split second, then they turned back around and they was walking towards my way. But I was on the other side of the street, but they was walking towards my way. And they had a big fat white girl with them this time. So I thought I wonder if like some type of fucking was going on or what. But I don't know if that white girl was like on drugs or what. Like I don't know if she looked like she was on drugs, but she was just a little overweight. And I wondered what the fuck she was doing with them two. And I don't know, just a lot of speculations and shit. But they went towards the projects. Cause my homeless shelter is next to the projects, and most of it is abandoned because they're about to do something to it. I don't know what they're about to do to it, but yeah. And they went towards the projects. I don't know what happened. And I think my case manager, aka my godmama, say she wondered if she stay over there because she always see her coming out of that project section. I wonder that too, if she's staying in one of them abandoned, project buildings, because most of them is abandoned now. The city about to do something with them. I'm not sure what yet. But anywho, well, today, remember I told y'all to stay to the end of the video because this part is important? Well, here it goes. Well, today, I go eat dinner at the shelter. They feed us dinner at I believe 6 o'clock. And they feed us dinner every night. So, like I said, I moved to a different program. I'm thinking about making a video about that. I'm thinking about making a video about like an update on my life as far as me being homeless, like what's going on with my life. But anywho, I was eating dinner today, a few hours ago. And as I was sitting on the table eating my tray, eating the food that's on my tray, they had like rice with chicken, with some type of chicken and some type of sauce soup shit over top. It was pretty good. What's his name? Paul, called my name and I spoke to him or whatever. Of course, he got the act dramatic, make it seem like he ain't seen me forever as a joke. But yeah, I really don't get to see the other guys like that no more. Like the other guys that I was in the other dorm with, because I moved to a different program. I'm basically in the same building, but I'm across the hall. Apparently, I've missed a fist fight and all. I think it happened. Yeah, it happened after I left. They told me I'm missing all the action now that I'm gone and not in the dorm no more. But let's get to the point. So I'm sitting in the dorm. Not sitting in the dorm. I'm sitting. I'm sitting in the. We all sitting in the day room eating, and I'm eating the food that's on my tray. And he spoke to me. Paul had spoke to me. Mind you, like I said earlier, Jimmy is no longer here no more. He was telling me, Paul was telling me, I seen your girl. I was like, first of all, I ain't got no girl. But I already know he talking about the little short Mexican chick. And next thing you know, he was telling me that he just got through, because he claimed I'm scared to talk to her. Like, to an extent, like, I don't, like I said, I ain't approached a woman since 2023. That's the last time I really like pursued a woman. Like I haven't, pursued a woman in years, since 2023. And I haven't pursued a woman since then. But he claimed I'm scared to talk to the girl. Cause it seemed like, from what I'm seeing, it seemed like I'm seeing it here. It seemed like she keep telling everybody, like people would invite her to eat and stuff, and she would tell her no. And hell, even Jimmy told me on the phone that he walked up to her and said hello, and she just looked at him and walked off and stood somewhere else and stood away from him. And that's all the motivation I need right there, not to say shit to her. But anywho, he was telling me that, Paul was telling me that he said some things to her and said a few words to her, whatnot, and basically was telling her that, I think he gave her some chips or something. And they was talking. He said he forgot her name, which I told him that I bet he gonna tell me that he forgot her name. He was laughing at me because it was true. He told me that he told me it's funny that I said it because he actually did forget her name. But I think he gave her some chips or something, and he told, he asked her like, don't you hate, roaming the streets all day and night because you don't have nowhere to go? And she was like, yeah, like she kind of hated it. And then he told her, he was like, well, I got a place with, with my little chick, with my chick. You know what I mean? Like, would you like, we move in there Saturday. Would you like to come with us and get us, would you like to come with us and get us, get yourself ready and get yourself on your feet? She was like, yeah, that's fine. She was like, yeah. And that was that. And I think it's time for me to go. But the point I'm trying to make in this video is, ain't it funny how both of these dudes done got blessed with a chick, and here I am. Both of these dudes done got blessed with a damn chick, and here I am. Here I am. I don't know about where y'all at, but where I'm from, it was a beautiful day today, man. It's nighttime right now. It was a little, yeah, it was kind of daylight when I first came out here. At first, look at everybody walking and jogging and shit with their friends and stuff, just walking, having a good time. But yeah, them boys homeless and getting them some chicks. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. But yeah. I mean, I just think it's I don't know, bro. It's just mind-boggling. Like, Jimmy, he cold approached the girl that was by our shelter, that worked at the hotel by our shelter, and he got somewhere to stay, bro. He's staying with a chick. Then look at Paul. Paul is literally getting ready to move Saturday, and he 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 ended up dating he got him a young chick too. The chick might be like a 7 out of 10. I just think it's crazy, bro. But yeah, here I am with nothing. Hell, I won't even, I see like I can't even get blessed with a boyfriend, let alone a girlfriend. But I do good on dating apps and shit like that. When it comes to film boys, they're just not in my, they're not in my city basically. They're a little too far. I get matches and everything with some of them. But anyway, that's besides the point. But yeah, man, it's just crazy, man. So when they talk about dudes need to have this and need to have that, man, nah, bro. I'm living proof. I'm in a homeless shelter, and I'm seeing dudes getting lucky with chicks. Although the chicks might not, they ain't dime pieces or nothing, but still, they look good enough. Like even Erica is like a 7 out of 10. Now, on her best day, if she gets some, like on her best day, like nice outfit, hair done, all that, she's like a 7.6 out of 10, 7.5 out of 10. But as far as the dudes, Jimmy and Paul, they might be, their looks might be a tad bit higher than me as far as on the look scale. They looks might be a tad bit higher than me. As far as on the look scale, they may look a tad bit better than me. I guess by society standards. And yeah, I just think it's bullshit. But I'm in a good program now, I guess, even though I'm still in the fucking shelter. I guess it just wasn't meant to be. I'll be 30 in a few months. I'll be 30 years old in a few months. I guess it just wasn't meant to be. Now, some of you guys may argue, well, you probably could have got you some, if you would at least try to, talk to them more while you was in the shelter, like you could have got those too. If you would have just approached just like them. Now, while that may be true, I guess to an extent, but what you fail to realize is, whether it's 10 girls you talked to your whole life or 100 girls you tried to talk to your whole life, if none of them went anywhere, if you never even made it past first base with none of them, then I don't see why you would have the courage to really talk to them, after the fact. Like, if it didn't work out, like if me, trying to talk to, get into relationships in my teens and in my 20s, hell, in a few months, damn near 30 in a few months, I don't see why it would happen now. I guess it wasn't meant to be. But anyway, to the few people on here that actually care for me, to the few people that actually, rock with me on here, to the few people that rock with me on here, which I think is a very few people. Which I think is very few people. I gotta go, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, thank you for watching, I guess. I see y'all some other time. Bye-bye.